capital city of Chennai, and this is the Lok Sabha constituency of Chennai Central. Chennai Central has been the DMK bastion, and this time around as well, it is going to be DMK's Dayanidhi Maran who is going to be fighting the elections against the other key important players of other political parties. With a population of 6.7 million, the constituency is 99.3% urban and 0.7% rural. Scheduled castes and scheduled tribes make up 16.8% and 0.2% of the population, respectively. 80.72% of the population is Hindu, 9.45% is Muslim, and 7.7% of the population is Christian. Over 2.18 million people qualify to vote. 58.69% turned up to vote in 2019. The sitting member of the parliament here is Dayanidhi Maran. In the 2019 general election, Chennai Central witnessed a lopsided contest. DMK candidate Dayanidhi Maran won the seat with a huge margin of over 3 lakh votes. He got almost 4,50,000 votes. Dayanidhi Muraswamy Maran was born on 5th December 1966 in Thanjavur district. He is the son of the former Union Minister Muraswamy Maran and the grandnephew of the former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister and the DMK patriarch M. Karunanidhi. He is the younger brother of the Indian billionaire Kalanidhi Maran, the founder and chairperson of Sun Group. He has a son and a daughter. He was elected thrice as the Member of the Parliament to Lok Sabha from Chennai Central constituency in 2004, 2009 and 2019. He was appointed as the Union Minister for Textiles and later the Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting in the former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh's government. Chennai, the capital of Tamil Nadu and one of the major industrial, commercial and cultural centers in India. It is the epicenter of Tamil culture and IT innovation in South India. It is located along the Coromandel coast in the Bay of Bengal and is a major port city in the region. Chennai is home to high-tech IT parks and many major industries, including the automobile sector, that add significantly to the financial growth of India. The city enthralls the visitors with its distinctive architecture, music, art, heritage, monuments, and warm hospitality. I am standing outside Purachi Thalaiva Dr. M.G. Ramachandran Central Railway Station, or Chennai Central as it's popularly called. It is the busiest railway station in South India and amongst the biggest hubs in the entire country. This railway station was built a century ago by a British architect by the name of George Harding. The British used this railway station as a gateway to southern part of the country. This railway station now has a footfall of over 550,000 people on a single day. This railway station has seen 2 name changes. Once in 1998 when Madras was changed to Chennai, and the second time around in 2019 when the railway station was renamed under the name of the AIDMK founder M.G. Ramachandran. The railway station is one of the most prominent landmarks in the city that is often featured in movies and other pop culture in the region. Marina Beach is perhaps the single most visited spot in Chennai. The Marina Drive is dotted with some of the most iconic heritage structures, the Chepauk Palace, the Senate House and Presidency College. The northern end of the promenade has the memorials of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, C.N. Annadurai, M.G. Ramachandran, J. Jayalalitha and M. Karunanidhi. The new Karunanidhi Memorial that you see behind me is on Marina Beach in Chennai. It was inaugurated in February 2024 by the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, M.K. Stalin, in ode to his father Karunanidhi. This memorial has an underground museum, it has 7D screens, it has touchscreen displays, it also has a documentary on the lives and times of the DMK patriarch. Alongside with this memorial, M.K. Stalin also inaugurated the renovated memorial of C.N. Annadurai, the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu and the DMK Supremo. Just a few meters from here is also the memorial of Jayalalitha, who has also been the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. The Victory War Memorial, a memorial for the warriors who lost their lives in the world wars, marks the end of the beach. Loudspeakers blaring Udaya Suryan.
வானிலை இளைஞரணி உங்கள் வீட்டு பிள்ளை தயாநிதி மாறன் உங்களுக்காக பணியாற்றின வாய்ப்பினை தாருங்கள் உதயசூரியனுக்கு வாக்களியுங்கள் என கேட்டு
Rose petal showers and the rolling of the drums. Streets filled with hundreds of supporters. Red and black confetti bombs to match the color of the DMK symbol. Flags of the DMK, the CPIM and the IUML flying high. It's loud, it's boisterous, it's ostentatious. The DMK leader Dayanidhi Maran's campaign trail is nothing short of a blockbuster. Dayanidhi Maran is on his chariot wooing the voters. He canvasses the nooks and crannies of central Chennai. He exudes quiet confidence as he goes about meeting the people in his constituency who have won him the Lok Sabha seat twice in the past. He is canvassing in the Muslim-dominated area, a traditional DMK vote bank. We get on his convoy. One can't help but feel the power moving past a sea of people, all rooting for you to be their leader once again. We get talking. Right now with me is the sitting member of the parliament from the central Chennai constituency. Thank you so much for joining us. What a massive crowd that has turned up. Just a couple of days till the time of the model code of conduct, and then obviously it is the 9th of April. Elections are going to happen. Votes are going to be cast. How do you view? Is this a comfortable victory for you? Is it already looking like a comfortable victory for you?
See, basically, I could see from the response from the people, because they're very happy with the last 3 years of the state government rule under the leadership of my leader, M.K. Stalin. He has been delivering all on his poll promise, and moreover, we have been with the people right from 2019, the COVID time, and throughout every occasion or whatever distress, even for the recent floods. People believe in DMK, people believe the DMK leadership, and I can tell you, not only this constituency, entire Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, 40 out of 40, will be won by the DMK alliance.
Do you see there is any tight fight given by the AIDMK, keeping in mind in 2014, AIDMK wrested this constituency from you?
In 2014, it was a different issue when the election commission aligned with the AIDMK. AIDMK gave money, then they called for a 144 lockdown. So no one was allowed to go. They planned in such a way so that we could never beat the people. It was a plan orchestrated where people have forgotten. But this time it's not going to happen. We are very, very clear that this time we will fight for the victory.
This is a Muslim-dominated area in the central Chennai Lok Sabha constituency. What are the key issues of the people over here?
See, basically, in central Chennai, our main issues are traffic. We have a lot of problem with traffic, and we have already been doing is that we have a committee headed by the chief secretary, IPOW committee, which looks into it every month to reroute the road. And also we made sure that if you see the Anna Salai, the atrial road is now without a road without any signal. Phase 2, metro is already started. It's total about 68,000 crores, in which we have the state government has invested 34,000 crores. But for some reason, best known to the union government, to punish us, has not put his share till date. But even then, our chief minister has said that we will go ahead and complete the work without the central government's help. And we also have elevated corridors coming on Anna Salai and Punimalai Road to make sure that the traffic problems are resolved.
What do you make of the new entrant, that is the BJP, as its first time put in all its candidates fighting it alone, not allying with the AIDMK?
It's a big plan set by BJP. See, BJP is trying to woodwink the North Indian voters, trying to show that they have gained strength. How can you just gain strength from 2021 in here? And they are 3%. Probably they 0.5%. Probably they might compete with Nota very closely this time.
Also keeping in mind, there was a very controversial statement that you had made many years ago. This came out earlier, I think the end of 2023, about Hindi speakers coming and working over here in Tamil Nadu. They will be treated as menial workers.
No, I know. See, it was a speech in 2019 where we said that everyone should learn to know English also. Don't alone speak Hindi. So it's basically, we are trying to say that Tamil people speak Tamil, learn Tamil and also learn English, and they are able to better position. But in northern land, in the base of caste, the upper caste learn English. The lower castes are made to believe that Hindi is enough, and they do not allow them to grow economically. And that's a fact. Truth. That's the reason. The Gujarat model, the UP double engine model. What is that? What is happening? Those people are coming here to work. What does it mean? That wherever BJP is ruling, there is no employment provided. The Prime Minister promised 2 crores of employment for the people, whereas he provided. That's the reason people are coming to Tamil Nadu, because we are showing growth. That's the Dravidian model.
Also talking about the BJP coming out and attacking DMK and other South parties as well, regional parties, that you're playing the you're playing this North-South divide game. It is time and again that you talk about North and you talk about South and you talk and divide the nation into languages, South languages and North languages, and that's why you're able to win the elections by communalizing.
What is BJP doing? BJP is trying to polarize the country. BJP wants to divide the country into Hindu country, into Muslim country, into Christian country. They want to divide on the base of the religion. We are not. We are for secularism. Tamil Nadu DMK is for secularism, and that's the reason we are winning. We consider Hindus, Muslims, Christians as our brothers and sisters. We do not distinguish them. We do not distinguish anyone.
Talking about the Citizenship Amendment Act and the National Register for Citizens, that has also got a lot of flack from a number of opposition parties, including yours. Why do you see it as a problem?
I am the first person to raise a voice against the Citizenship Amendment Bill. I said, what is it necessary to bring it? Well, because you want to make sure, persecute Muslims. Where did the Muslims come from? Muslims are born in India. They are Indians as well. Because it gets you vote, you want to do anything. What are you doing about the Tamils who are stuck in the camps in Tamil Nadu? Have you thought about them? Because you hate Muslim. You want to divide the country because on Hindu and Muslim Christianity. That we will never allow.
What about the Kachativu Island row? There has been a lot of talk, criticism, rumors that have been floating that it was under the Karunanidhi government regime, it was under Indira Gandhi that land which was owned by the fishermen was given away to Sri Lanka.
This is a bunch of lie which the body is giving by RTI to Annamalai. He applies for on RTI on March 5th. On March 12th he gets applied. Do you, a common man, can get in 4 working days? This is a plan because ploy for the election. I'll ask a simple question. Who's ruling India for last 10 years? Who's the Prime Minister of India? Modi. You gave 36,000 crores to Colombo for his relief. Why couldn't you retrieve the Kachativu? You didn't have brains then. Now you're suddenly awake. This shows that you'll do anything for elections.
Whether Dayanidhi wins once again or if the BJP can pull off a shock upset, we will find out. That was the NewsX Road Stop in Chennai. Keep watching our non-stop ground series.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.